This video demonstrates how to complete Assignment 2, Economic Base Analysis. Economic Base Analysis, basically we analyze the industrial structure of a local community, trying to find out basic industries and non-basic industries. Basic industries are those industries which generate more other non-basic jobs. So they are like the engine of the local economy, and they are oftentimes labeled as export industries. So for economic base analysis, there are different methods, but in our lecture, we focus on 3 methods: assumption approach, location quotient approach, and a combination approach. I'm going to explain all 3 approaches in the assignment. So in order to complete the assignment, first you have to download the data. And I just realized this link actually is broken. It's no longer valid. So you may have to search. So you go here, you search county business pattern. And then go to this new link. Yeah, the internet is a little bit slow, so please bear with me. And then once you are at the county business pattern website, you go to data and view all data. Go to data tables and you choose U.S. states, counties, Puerto Rico, and island area tables. I'm going to use Palm Beach County, Florida as example. In order to calculate the location quotient, you need the county data and the state level data. So now this is the state level data, and you can download or you can just simply copy and paste this table into Excel. And for some reason my computer does not allow me to download, so I'm going to just copy and paste this table. But when you copy and paste, make sure you choose everything. Don't just choose the text within the table. And then you right click, copy, and go to Excel. Right now I opened the sample file, so I'll just add a new sheet, and then I paste. And this is the Florida's data. I'm gonna just try to delete the rows that I don't need. And this is pretty much the Florida data. And for the year, I guess we don't need it, so I'm going to just delete it. And this is Florida. Okay, I'm going to label that. Change, double click, and change the name to Florida. Let me change to Florida 2014. And then I'm gonna have another one. It's Palm Beach County, so PB 2014. And let me go find the data and modify table. And I actually want to remove geographies. So now I want to use the county, and I want to select a state, Florida. And I'm going to use Palm Beach County and add to your selections. Right now I don't need Florida, so I just close it and then show table. And now I got Palm Beach County. Again, I'm going to choose to copy and paste the table instead of downloading. And right click and paste. Now this is Palm Beach County, and I'll just delete the information that I don't need. It's 2014 and Palm Beach County. Some of the industries don't have data, and when you calculate in your calculation, just ignore those industries. You can get the information from economic census, but it was conducted every 5 years. So the data will not be current, but may be more accurate. So this is the data for Palm Beach County, and this is for Florida. So before we go into assumption approach and other approaches, let's look at the first the assignment. First, I want you to calculate a percentage share of employment for each industry among total employment at the county and the state level, and then create 2 radar rows diagrams. So, and this is state level data. Palm Beach County level, I'm gonna actually make the rows a little bit tighter so it's easier to see. So right click, row height, and I want maybe like 15. Let's say let's say row height, right click, okay, 18. And this is Palm Beach County. Let's calculate the percentage employees. So I insert a row, I left click and right click, insert. So I inserted a column. And now I'm going to look at the percentage employees. And how do you calculate percentage employees? First, you have to calculate the total. And in this case, utilities doesn't have the number, so I'm gonna just delete it. And 99, this also doesn't have the number. I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna calculate the total employee, which is equal sum. Oh, we've already had a total over there, so I'm not gonna do anything. Yeah, and total is there already. But this one actually might, okay, let me put the number here. Cut. And I'm gonna paste here and just delete it. Okay, so this is the total employees, and I want to calculate each of the industry employees, and then I'll just have equal to agriculture divided by this, and okay, what mistake did I make? I forgot to lock the total. So click in front of E20, click F4, and then let's redrag the formula. Okay, I'm gonna make it a percentage and add a decimal place. And now this is a percentage that you get for the employees for Palm Beach County. And then I'm gonna create a radar diagram. I'll save it. I always like to save my work. So I'm creating a radar diagram, and I'm gonna highlight those and go to insert, charts, all charts, and I want a radar, and I want to like that. Okay, and I want want to be in a new sheet. PB 2014 employee. And you just change your title, whatever you want to change. Okay, let's say Palm Beach County. Percentage employees 2014. And I'll move this a little bit here. You do the same thing for Florida. So let's cut this and paste here. And I'm going to delete this row, right click, and click this, left click, right click, insert. I'm going to calculate the percentages. Before I do that, this one, I'm going to delete it. Okay. So equal to this divided by total. And remember to lock the total, F4. Click enter. And then just left click, press your left mouse and drag the formula all the way. And now this is Florida's. And I do the same thing to create a radar diagram. Okay, here because we have hyperlinks, so it's a little bit distracting. So copy. Now actually I'm going to insert. Oops. I'm going to insert chart. And I want a radar diagram again. And this time I'm going to also move the chart to a new sheet. It's called a Florida 2014 employee. And then you just change your title. Okay, just left click and then just delete it and change the title. I'm not going to do that to save time. So now you got 2 radar diagrams for percentage employees. And let's look at the next item in the assignment. Calculate percentage share of annual payroll for each industry. So, and how do you do that? You do the same thing. So you insert a column, and you may want to say this is percentage employees. The annual payroll, you do the same thing. You equal to annual payroll share divided by the total. And don't forget to put F4 sign. And then just drag all your formula. And then make sure it's percentage. And now it's it. So payroll share. Percentage share. If you're gonna use copy and paste this table, I would really make sure everything is consistent, like it's percentage you should spell out. But right now, to save time, I'm gonna just use the percentage sign. And then you can just create a radar diagram and just, oops, okay, just highlight. And then insert charts in the radar diagram. And I'm gonna move the chart to a new sheet. It's called FL 2014 payroll. And again, you can change the title, you can change the background color, and that's pretty easy. So I'm gonna I'm not going to do that. You do the same thing for Palm Beach County. Oops. You do the same thing for Palm Beach County. And insert a column here. And the payroll share. Payroll percentage share. And equal to and make sure lock the cell. And percentage sign. And then you do the same thing to generate a radar diagram. Highlight it, insert, chart, all chart, radar. And I'm gonna move the chart to a new sheet, so-called PB payroll. And again, you can format a chart as you like. Okay, when you're in Excel, you should organize your worksheet in a very easy way so that in the future it's easy for you to identify. Okay, now let's look at the next assignment. Annual payroll per employee. Okay. So I'm gonna have annual pay per employee. I'm gonna wrap text, okay, so that it doesn't stretch out too much. So I'm gonna have annual payroll. Remember, this is the 1,000. And then we divide it by the number of employees. And this is the payroll. And I'll put a dollar sign. And we keep only 0 decimal places. And this is Florida, the payroll for each industry, average payroll. I just try to save my workbook. And let's look at Palm Beach County. You pay per employee. And I want to wrap the text. Okay. And then I'll just have this times 1,000 divided by paid employees, and then I'm gonna format it a little bit, delete the decimal places. So now I got the annual payroll per employee for Palm Beach County, and I want you to create a clustered bar chart. So in that way, I want to put both Florida's and Palm Beach County's side by side, okay. But before you do that, you want to make sure the two industries are the same. And remember, we deleted 22, okay, and 99. So for Florida, we copy it and we paste here. Oh, I don't know what happened here. Okay, let me delete it. I'm gonna recopy. I'm gonna copy the entire column. Okay, good. PB, and let's paste. Okay, something happened. Yeah, Excel sometimes is kind of funny. Okay, delete. And I'm gonna just paste the value this time. Okay, because it's a formula, so copy, and I'm gonna paste just the value. Okay, and you want to make sure here the utilities for Florida, it's the third one. Over here, actually Palm Beach County does not have the number, so you want to delete this number so that it's more comparable. And now you get, this is Palm Beach County. And this is Florida. Okay. And I'm gonna put a $sign back. Okay, now I'm gonna generate a stacked bar chart. So you just highlight this and click insert, and I want stacked bar chart like this. Okay, and you want to make sure the industry is here. Let's put the next code. The label is okay. Oops. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Okay, so this is the next code. Didn't. And I want a label. Okay. Now it worked. And I want to move the chart again to a new sheet. So it's a PB Florida payroll per employee. And then you can just change the chart title, whatever you want. Okay. We find out that Palm Beach County actually overall, many of the industries has a much higher payroll compared to Florida in overall. And those are the next code. Okay, next code. And let's move this to all the way in the back. And now we finished all the charts. So there are some details that you have to pay attention to, such as, you have to make sure the industrial code and names are consistent between the state and the county when you especially generate a clustered bar chart. Okay. And also, if certain industries don't have the numbers, you have to delete them. And now it's, we look at the assumption and the location quotient model. That Excel file already opened. Actually, they are here. And the assumption approach. Okay. I told you all that there are some simple ways to do it. And the simplest way is to actually just plug the numbers here and make sure the next code is correspondent to whatever we have for the data. And right now we focus on the county, so you want to make sure you change that to Palm Beach County. Okay, and earlier we mentioned the utilities did not have the data, so we delete it. And then accommodation and food services don't have that. And then unclassified, we don't have the data. So let's compare those two again to make sure. Okay, you can actually do it. Okay, 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 1 2 1 2 3 31 33 42 44 45 48 49 51 2 3 4 5 6 and 612 712 712 81 and 95 no. Okay, now let's replace the data here for Palm Beach County. Okay, and we just go back to this chart, and for the paid employees, okay, and copy and paste here, and make sure you format your sheet a little bit. Okay, and it's already labeled, and actually for accommodation and food services usually it's labeled as non-basic. Okay, so we have basic, basic, and basic, and basic. The total is all those four added together, and total job is this much, and then you have the base multiplier, and it's just calculated for you. And since you're going to include this table in your Word document, you may want to format the table a little bit. So let's format that, and I want to all 12. And if you want to Times New Roman or whatever, and then I'm going to add some borders. Okay, whatever the way you want. Okay, you can format the table wherever whatever the way you want it. So now we calculated assumption approach already, and let's look at a location quotient. Location quotient, we need small area, industry, Palm Beach County, and then we need larger area information. And then let's look at the industries here and the utilities. Remember, we don't have the number, and those we don't have the number, and 95, 99 we don't have the number. Okay, now let's just replace those value. Okay, Palm Beach County employment. Let's go to Palm Beach County, and remember location quotient is you compare the smaller areas employment and to the larger area employment. Okay, for the Florida employment you have to make sure, okay, here we have utilities, so you want to make sure this one you don't include it, so you copy those two first and paste, and then you skip that and copy the rest, and then you go back to this and paste. And now it's calculated. So basically, location quotient is the share of 346 divided by this, and then 997 divided by this, and look at the compare the two shares. So we use this divided by this, and then divided by the share of the same industry in the larger area. So you get a location quotient. And we look at the numbers here, and we find out, okay, you want to double check to make sure, okay, to make sure. And here, oops, this is when you drag. Okay, so this is a yes, to make sure those numbers are correct, okay? And double check the no and a yes, okay? No, no, yes, no, yes, no, okay. And for those, yes, basic industry. Okay, and then it automatically calculated for you, and you just format this a little bit, and I think it's 12. And just format this table, okay, like what I did earlier, whatever you want. And then we go to, this is location quotient approach, and we calculated base multiplier. And then we go to simple combination. And again, you want to make sure you don't have utilities. And you don't have those two. And you don't have those two. Okay, and then delete those, and we copy and paste from this table. Copy and paste. And assumption approach, okay, this is a non-basic. And location quotient. And this is non-basic. Just double check the number to make sure it's correct, okay? And okay. And yes, yes. If it's yes, okay. So basic based on assumption, and this is a non-basic. And so you got your basic employment based on assumption approach and based on location approach, location quotient approach. And then you have the non-basic employment. Okay, this is a non-basic, so okay, so this is a simple combination calculation, that how you get the base multiplier. And now you got all your Excel spreadsheet, and then you should be ready to complete your report. So that's the assignment number 2. If you have any questions, please let me know. There are some details here in Excel that you have to really be familiar with. So let me know if you have any other questions. And that's it.